Welcome to the Watchdog Report. It's almost 8 years of doing this show. I'm still your host, Ed Ciffone, President of the United Taxpayers of Yorktown and the Yorktown Watchdog. I hope everybody had a great holiday, St. Patrick's Day. Hope you all got home safe. You had a good time. It's March 19th, and on March 10th, we had a special election. I'm going to talk about that a lot tonight. And the results. Okay. So, if you voted, that's great. If you didn't vote, I can only say shame on you that you didn't get out there and vote. Now, we had a lot of good candidates out there, 2 Republicans, 2 Democrats, but all Yorktowners. Okay, so let's start off with 2 newspapers. I don't know. Here's the Yorktown News, one side of it, and the Examiner, the other side of it. Okay, now I'm going to go over some of the articles that are in this paper. Here's the Yorktown side. Republicans sweep the town board special elections. Republicans Bernard, Diana win seats in Yorktown. Now, I'm just going to read some of this stuff. You make your preference if you think it's one-sided or not. Michael Grace, I don't need 2 yes men, but he got 2 yes men. What I need is 2 people that really give a damn about the town in their hearts and are reasonable human beings to move the issues ahead. So what is he saying about Vishnu Patel and Sue Siegel? They're not human. Whoa, nice. Oh, here, there's another one. This is from the Yorktown newspaper. All right, Greg Bernard. Well, let's see. Let's get the Republican band, which is strong, back where we belong, and move Yorktown forward. That was Diana, who was a Democrat. Now he got endorsed by the Republicans. Is that a joke or what? Okay. And Greg Bernard, what does he say? We don't need someone who needs on-the-job training, Bernard said. So I think the people saw that. Yeah, what is Diana? He ran 3 times. He ran once for councilman, once for highway superintendent, and once again for this. So what experience he has? He's been here, his family's been here forever. And what does that mean? Okay? But listen, you had to see him at the town board meeting Tuesday night. They moved the 2 Republicans, not elected yet, not certified yet, next to Michael Grace. So I guess if there was another room, they would put Vishnu Patel and Sue Siegel in it and just keep the 3 Republicans there. But I'm hoping that they will move Councilman Patel next to Supervisor Grace and Siegel next to, okay, I think that would be better, and have the 2 other guys to the right. Now, there's so many things going on, it's really funny. Now, Alice Roker, the Democrat, didn't show up at the Democratic after election night, okay? Either did Al Capolini, either did Primavera, even Oxman didn't show up. Listen, folks, we're in a mess here. We're in a town that's really messed up. So I didn't go, I'm a Republican, I didn't go to the Republican victory party at Murphy's for the first time. I was at the Democratic party at the time. That's the name of the restaurant. because Roseanne Brackett, who ran against Greg Bernard for the 3-year term, was a member of our UTY. And so was Bob Giordano, who was running against Diana for 9 months or a year, Bianco's seat. Now, you got to understand that the United Taxpayers didn't, we don't endorse any candidates. And we don't, let me get that back a second. We endorse candidates if it was 100% that the people were backing up these candidates. So, listen, we had Linda Comenza, who ran for town council, and she was my vice president, and she ran twice, and she ran independent party, and listen, they all tried to get the party's nomination. The next one was Vice President Nick DiTomaso. You see his picture in front of me here, and Kathy D'Amato. Now, Nick is a Democrat, didn't get the support from the Democratic Party. Kathy D'Amato is a Republican. She went there, never got support by them. Okay. And then there's only one other person, and that's me, Ed Ciffone, in 2011, where I tried to run for councilman. And I know you get sick and tired of me saying this, but they knocked me off the ballot. You're going to say, who knocked you off the ballot? The Republican committee. Chairman, Serafina Mastro. So, I no longer am a member of the committee. The final straw, I even went back after they took me off the ballot to the Republicans, and then he brought in Diana, a Democrat, and no other Republicans, okay? So, on candidates night for the Republicans, I had to find out where they were. I went to Murphy's where they usually have it, but it was at the YCCC building, and Michael Grace was out there smoking a cigarette, and I found out where they were. I went in there, and then Serafina threw me out, so I'm no longer a district leader, but I wanted to run for office for the candidate for the 1-year term. So I had to leave, and then 2 people came out that would know the protocol. They called me back in. One nominated me, one seconded me, which was good. And then I went through the process of 3-minute speech, and then they voted, and I didn't get any votes. So I know where I stand, and I know where the UTY stands. We stand for the people in this town, informing the people about what's going on. And you know, folks, there's a lot of good people out there, but they can't win by themselves. They need a party backing. And it looks like, it says here that it wasn't a dirty campaign. And Greg Bernard says that he didn't do anything with dirty campaign. Let's see how he said it. It was said that this was a nasty campaign, but we did not distort any issues about our opponents, and we did not personally attack any of our opponents. We defined who our opponents were, and we let the people decide. Yeah, but what he did, he let all the other people write the letters. Nasty as hell. Unbelievable. And, you know, the backing of Michael Grace with the signs right where he works. He's the supervisor of the town. They had John Tester, who's a Republican from the county, call. They had George Oros call from the county, Republican. They had Murphy call. They had even Grace call on the robocalls. Now, how much money did that take? Where did they get this money from? Is it coming from Albany, or is it coming from all those people like we mentioned? Al Capolini. Everywhere you see a development going on, he's up there, okay? He used to be really a staunch Democrat. Now he's in the Republican side. And Primavera, he was a district leader for the Democrats. He told me to go someplace the other night at the pipeline meeting. I'm going to talk about that in a few minutes. Unbelievable. And nasty with his things about Vishnu Patel and Susan Siegel. Is this what politics is all about? Listen, I've been dealing with 25 years in our organization, which is bipartisan, and we go by the issues. We don't really want to be politicians in there, but sometimes you need someone to run for the people. And that's what my concern is, okay? And I'm glad that Roseanne and Bob ran, and I'm glad they're members of the United Taxpayers of Yorktown. So, folks, now we're going to see if there's rubber stamps or how the board is going to work. And listen, at the town board meeting, I'm sorry I keep laughing, but these people, to me, are like a joke. There they are, going in front of the town board meeting going, we're going to have 2 courtesies of the floor. Anyone who wants to come out to speak now, and we'll have one later on. So what happens when the meeting is over? They didn't have courtesy to the floor the second time. So I said to Michael Grace, you say things, but you don't really mean them. And I don't understand, if they're going to have it, there was only me there. Now, you folks, you got to understand where I come from. That in the past, we do the budget hearings. And again, if you don't know, they went to the auditor's party. Grace changed the meeting date from the 10th to the 11th to the 9th, where I was coming back on the 10th from Florida, even cut my vacation short to speak on the budget. So what do I do now? Every time I speak at the board meeting, I'm doing my 3 minutes or something on the budget. And last night, I told them about the police contract is up. CSEA contract is up. The cops got 2.35, I think, each year for 5 years. And CSEA got 1.5%. Folks, I'm an employee there. I didn't get any raises for 3 years. Listen, I'm Ed Ciffone. I know who I am. I know what happens to me in some of the things that I try to get up there and say stuff. Okay, here's another one. The town has to decide if they want another group home in Yorktown, Mohegan Lake. So I had the list of group homes. Now there's 16, used to be 25. And in the paper it said that this guy Lockett, who's the liaison between the town and the group homes, that there's only 3, but there was really 6 from Open Gate. And it says that there's 3 ways that you may not want to put any more group homes if you have too many. And that's what we have, too many compared to the other people's. All right, let's stop with that. Don't forget, though, listen to what I'm saying about group homes. The group home is paid by the state, pays for the building that they have the people in, pay for the people that are in there, and after 10 years, like Open Gate, they had more than 6 before. After 10 years, the people who run the group home can keep the money. And, sell the house and keep the money. Unbelievable. What a racket that is, huh? Well, if anybody else wants to get into that racket, all you have to do is go up to New York State Department of Disabilities. Oh, man. So, now, the other thing was also that I didn't have a chance the second time about the Sultana pool. I'm going to make this really quick. We're paying for taxes. The pool hasn't been open. There's no cover on it. There's a fence around it. And the town don't want to take it over. So I talked to a neighbor that's right opposite, and I'm hoping that I can get them to have the town go there and fill it up. You know what's happening now? It's filled with snow. God forbid anybody climbs that fence or gets in there. There's no cover on it. And in the summertime, it's infested by mosquitoes. All right, let's keep going a little bit. Now, the town and the pipeline expansion. Now, we had some protesters at the Legion. Spectre was there with their pipeline and all their information. Some of the things was good about it is that we've been trying to find out where they were going to put this pigging station or cleaning station. It was going to be on Granite Knolls property, and that didn't work out. So the people are protesting. Now, we've been firked because that's unbelievable. The Federal Energy Regulatory Commission bypassed everybody that's, and this is another federal government, again, comes in with all the complaints about the air quality, about what happens this, what happens that in every different town, bypassed all those complaints and now approved and certified that they could do it. Now, folks, let me ask you a question. If you went to a meeting and you talked to the guys that are going to remove the pipe, and they're saying that they're going to do 30 to 40 feet of pipe, they're going to encapsulate it in some kind of plastic, okay? And they have to have hazmat suits on. Now, what is that telling you? Is it safe or not? Now, they're supposed to have it right on Quinlan Avenue on their property. They have 75 feet with the two pipes in the ground. They're going to put it there. Now, they got to get the pipes out of the ground. They got to get the pipes on the trucks. They got to get the new piping in. They got to pipe the stuff out, and we don't even know where the pipe is going. I hope nobody sees these trucks in their neighborhood that drop these pipes there. So the only thing that we got from the company is that Legacy Ball Field was $1 million plus the other two ball fields, that they were going to go right through it. So they're saying now they're going to go underneath it, underneath the parking lot, and they'll be able to work on the pipeline and the people who use the fields. Oh, man, I tell you. And when I see those people lay down, that's really something. But listen, folks, we don't have any say-so anymore. It's unbelievable. So the pipeline, folks, at least it's not on town property, Granite Knolls. And you heard maybe in the past that we're supposed to get ball fields. That was never true. Okay. So now we have to see what's next. Now, that's AIM is the first part of it. And the second is the Atlantic Bridge project. Now, all it is they're starting in the small sections, and then they're moving to the biggest section, and the last one is they have the whole pipeline done under the Hudson, near Indian Point. I don't know how they're going to do this. The federal government didn't want the pipeline from Canada to Texas. The Keystone Pipeline. I don't understand that. But they'd rather do this in people's backyards. They're going to tear up people's backyards. The dangers could it be? And it's all for money. So I don't know who are these people on this commission. I don't know if they got paid off or what have you, but it's a shame that this is happening in our town. So listen, so we know we have new trustees. We're going to see what happens with that. We know now that the pipeline is going through because the federal government says so. And I'm glad that the people are out there that we're fighting the pipeline for the safety of the people around the pipeline that has to be dug up. and the kids that are on the ball fields and all this stuff that's there. So I'm going to change paces now. But, did you guys get a check in the mail? Now, this year's state budget provides tax relief by reimbursing homeowners for the increase in their property taxes if the local government and school district stayed under the 2% property tax cap. This check reimburses the growth of your school property and taxes because your school district stayed under the state property cap. Now, folks, this is with my name on it. This is from New York State. Now, I only had a few dollars. It all depends, I guess, on how many taxes you paid. If you didn't get it, I would call up the New York State Department of Tax and Finance. Now, we only finally got it in Yorktown here. I don't think they went by alphabetical order because my name starts with a C. People got it before. So listen, I guess you have to count it as income tax, an income. So I don't know what it's worth. But folks, now I read an article that with the veterans exemption, they might take it away from the People's Star program. Now I got to find out about this. I don't know what they're talking about. I know the veterans, if you have an exemption, you're part of the exemption, and your taxes will be taken out even if you're a veteran for the basic. Now, I don't know. Every time you turn around, the government's in your face, in your pocket, everywhere, you know? All right, so listen, let's talk about Monday night, the 23rd of March, in the Yorktown School District. They're going to come out with the budget. Now, I was there last week, and he wouldn't tell me anything, okay? It was on revenues and cash on hand. So these are some of the things that they do now. You could have cash on hand in the budget, even though it's not pertaining to anything in the budget. Because now every year, even Lakeland had $9 million. Last year, Yorktown had $1 million that they didn't use, okay? Then they have 4% of the budget, which is about $3.8 million in surplus. Then they have reserves, millions of dollars in reserves, something like $7 million altogether. So the town has a surplus of unlimited. So I'm going to balance this now. The town said they were going to take $1.5 million out of the surplus money to lower taxes. They got together, 4 people on the board. They said, no, we're only going to take $900,000. So that's why your taxes went up 3.6%. Now, in the school budget, they're not taking anything from the fund balance. Why not? It's our tax money. You've been overtaxed. You know, it's getting really, and I asked that question, and they said they don't need it. Then I asked about all-day, full-day kindergarten. You had the money last year from the federal government state aid. Where is the money coming from this year? Their answer was, it's in the budget. Now, the town don't answer your questions, the school board don't answer your questions. So this Monday night on the 23rd, I have to be there, and we'll see what the budget's going to be. Now, that's $1.5 million just for full-day kindergarten. So last year, the budget went up $3 million. Okay, now it's $97 million budget. If it goes up $3 million again, we will surpass the $100 million mark. $100 million to run our school system. And you know why? And going back to the town, it's salaries and benefits. Our supervisor went from 112 in 3 years to 121. Our town clerk, Alice Roker, it said in the paper, Greg Bernard wished she was there, could have sworn him in, but she couldn't do that until they're certified, and they do it at a meeting. But, you know, we had to foil the salaries of the 2013 salaries of all the employees at the school district, which comes out to $47,763,137.49. And you're wondering why school taxes are so high? We have a superintendent. It says here he's making, I'll have to look at $279. Now, this is 2 years ago. He has in his contract, he don't have to bargain for his contract. As long as he does a good job, he gets a raise of $5,000 a year. Oh, man. And then, you see here, now we had to foil this, okay? The W-2s. Now, the principal of the middle school is making $170,000. Most of the assistant principals are making $140,000. We have a guy that runs the athletic department making $160,000 plus benefits. So this is what happens, folks. It's really gotten to be a joke with how much everybody's making. The average salary of administrator is from $140,000 to $279,000, and they have a lot of those administrators. They make more than I even knew about. Now we have 3 assistant principals at the high school, plus the principal. Wow. Well, anyway, so listen, folks. I was just looking. Oh, yeah. It says 269. Ralph Napolitano. 269. This was 2013. Now, 14 was last year. You got another $5,000 raise. And in May, it will be another budget, and we'll see how much it's going to be with another $5,000. So, you know, sometimes you look at salaries and what people do, and then you divide it, you know, in the days that they work. So if you divide the superintendent's salary, say he's going to make $280, you know, and he works 250 days, 52 days a year, that's over $1,000 a day. He has 5 schools. He has people underneath him. You think it's too much for that? And we don't even count the benefits. Then his benefits is probably another $300,000. But listen, folks, it's really getting up there. Salaries are getting crazy. Politics is getting crazy. So watch the Watchdog Report. We're out there for you. Remember, 9 o'clock on Saturday mornings, Channel 74, 9:30 on Mondays, and at 4:30 on Wednesdays. And on YouTube, listen, YorktownOpenGov.net. YorktownOpenGov.net. Put that in your computer and you'll see our website. You got a ton of information. Thanks for watching and good night.